Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, and today we're doing something a little fun, a little different. We're just 1 week away from the launch of the next gen console for Sony, the PlayStation 5. And as a PlayStation fanboy for pretty much my entire life, I'm pretty stinking hyped. I'm insanely hyped, and next Thursday can't get here soon enough, or can it? See, I've spent the past few months just wanting the PS5 to come here, just fantasizing about playing the PlayStation 5 every time I boot up my PS4 and hear the painfully loud fan and experience the painfully long loading times and startup times, and it's just terrible. But at the same time, I'm a little bittersweet about it because PlayStation 4 was such a great console for me for so many years. And it's always kind of sentimental, always kind of bittersweet when you're moving on to a new console. So I thought it'd be cool to go back and look at primarily my PS4 games, but also some of my older PlayStation 2 and even PlayStation 1 games. I didn't get a PS3. I got an Xbox 360 only because all of my friends at school had an Xbox. So I wanted to play online with them, wanted to play Minecraft and Call of Duty and whatever. Okay, so don't blame me. Otherwise, I probably would have got a PS3, but all my friends convinced me to get an Xbox. Anyway, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games. We'll start with them because there's not that many. I also have the PlayStation 2 console right here, which you probably didn't think was a console. You probably thought it was a notebook looking on my desk or something. Yes, this is the PlayStation 2. This is how thin, this is how wide, and it's not even really that deep compared to what the PS5 is going to be. I cannot wait to do a size comparison. I'm going to do a size comparison in the video next week when I unbox my console and everything, because just the size comparison is going to be absolutely bonkers. But this is the PlayStation 2. You might be wondering what these cards sticking out of the front of it are. And these are actually the memory cards. This is what you stored your games on. So you put your game in the disc tray, which is up here. See, we got Namco Museum Volume 3 is in there. That's one of my all-time favorite games for the PlayStation 2. You put it in, and you choose to save to slot 1 or slot 2. And once slot 1 fills up, you have to take it out. Maybe you can store 2 or 3 games on this. It's 8 megabytes each. This one is also 8 megabytes, as you can see. So you can store a total of 16 megabytes of games at one time. You'd have to buy extras of these, and this is kind of the cartridges that you'd keep your save files on. And if you wanted to, swap them out, you'd have to change them out every time you wanted to play a different game. And now we've got 820 gigs of SSD storage built into the console, and people are getting angry. I don't understand it. But here is a controller for the PS2. I have a few of these. Got like 3 or 4. But it's just, I would play all the time with my dad, especially sometimes my mom and maybe even my sister, just the whole family. This is a PlayStation 2 controller. I think we got rid of all of our PlayStation 1 ones because we just weren't using them anymore. But it looks pretty much the same as a DualShock. Pretty different than a DualSense, but looks very similar to a DualShock. They really have kept the same layout over the years. You can see the one big change is the triggers are actually just buttons. Like, they're not even, you just click them. As opposed to here on DualShock, you see we've got the triggers. You actually pull them down. Y'all know how triggers work. But here's a little side-by-side, excluding the control freaks on it. It pretty much has the same layout, just it now has a touchpad, but there's your start button, your select button, and your analog button. I don't know what the analog button means, but here's your analog sticks. And yeah, pretty much the same, just feels very, oh my god, it's almost gonna break. And here's a little size comparison with the DualSense, just to flex that I have my DualSense already. Here are some PlayStation 1 games. Now, y'all remember when they came in these cases? CD cases, not even full game cases. Literally just like music CDs. That was what they came in. This is PlayStation 1. It's Namco Museum Volume 3. It's a collection. Got Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaxian, and which one is this? Pole Position 2. It's just a racing game, little 8-bit racing game. Pac-Man was the one that I played the most. Dig Dug sometimes. Galaxian as well. Those were the three main ones that I played, but as you can see, it's in the PS2, so whenever the last time I touched that console was, that's the game I was playing. Here's another little collection. It is a collection of Activision classic games for the Atari 2600, again for the PlayStation 1. This has your more kind of, I guess, classic, as it says, classic games. River Raid, Pitfall, Kaboom, Hockey, Skiing, Spider Fighter, Stampede, Starmaster. I love these names. A lot of these PlayStation 1 games were my dad's, and you know, I just kind of played along. We played the PlayStation 2 together all the time, and the PlayStation 1 back in the glory days. I probably pop up a picture of us playing it. Here are just some straight discs we have for the PlayStation 2. I will explain this more. For the Explorer, Journey to the Purple Planet, I will explain, but this is one of my all-time favorites. MLB The Show, I have a ton of MLB The Shows for the PlayStation 2. The Incredibles, another one of my, probably the game that I played the most on the PlayStation 2. And Iron Man. Sega, really? I didn't know Sega made these. Anyway, this is based off of the movie. This is what got me into the MCU, was actually this video game, the Iron Man video game. That was based off of the movie, and then from there I got super into the movies to the point where I've seen every MCU film multiple times and dissected every single scene. Anyway, all started with this game. NASCAR 2000, I liked racing games for the PlayStation 1, not even the PlayStation 2 yet. And here are the cases for The Incredibles, which was basically just the movie in video game form, so you have all the different levels linked up with all the different scenes, and I just loved playing through it. This was probably my favorite PlayStation 2 game, along with, Dora, Journey to the Purple Planet. I'm not even kidding. I don't know what it was about this. I play this with my sister all the time, which is funny because it's one player. It's single player. I think I would convince her that she was controlling Boots, and like she'd get really mad. She's like, this controller isn't working. Boots isn't going where I'm directing him to. I just wanted to get her involved, I guess. Madden 11. I don't know why 2011 I got Madden for the PS2 instead of the Xbox, but I did. And that's all the PS2 games that I could find. I know there's more. There's plenty more where that came from, but that's all I could find for right now. Anyway, I took up a large chunk of time. So from these PS4 games, I'm just going to go over the games that I spent the most time playing, and I'll just kind of throw around the ones that I didn't really ever get to. I already mentioned MLB The Show. This is just MLB The Show 17. No Man's Sky, which is looking good for the PS5. I've always liked this game. I've never had an issue with it, but it was just not really what it was advertised to be at launch. They really messed it up at launch, and everybody hated on it, but I enjoyed it because it was another space-themed video game, and I love those, as you can tell by Dora and Super Mario Galaxy and No Man's Sky. But they've really fixed it over the course of the past 2 years. They never really gave up on it, and the next-gen update for PS5 looks insane. So I'm definitely going to be playing this a lot more come next week. Rainbow Six Siege. Don't really play this too much, but I have played it a little bit with some friends, and just Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which I wasn't a big fan of. I played more of Modern Warfare Remastered than I did the actual game. Superchargers for the PS4. I actually got it for, I think it was the Wii U that I played it mainly on, but I got Supercharged for the PS4 actually because a bunch of my friends did, and we wanted to race together. Skyfan91 back in the day, Strike Your Hero Camo, Jap, P. Diddy. I mean, honestly, P-Rhyme, literally everybody pretty much had it for the PS4, so I did end up getting it for the PS4 as well. Anyway, Superchargers. Battlefront 2, which I still occasionally play. I think I've deleted it like 6 different times for storage sake, but I still go back to playing it. Again, another game that was really messed up at launch, but they've kind of fixed a little bit by getting rid of some of the microtransactions and everything. EA has done a good job at redeeming Battlefront 2, and it's a Star Wars game. I love Star Wars games. Minecraft Story Mode, Seasons 1 and 2. I got them for the PS4, but I played them on PC as well. But they were a little bit better like running on the PS4. Anyway, I love these Telltale Games. Great job with this. I love Minecraft, so anything Minecraft is good in my book. The Crew, this is the Ultimate Edition, so it comes with all the DLCs, the Season Pass, and everything. Another racing game, actually a really fun racing game that I should have played a little bit more. I again deleted it for storage reasons, but I did enjoy playing it online with a couple of buddies and locally, like with my dad or some friends that came over or whatever. It was just fun racing game. And Titanfall 2, which I was heavily disappointed with. Titanfall 1 was a great game, but Titanfall 2 just fell short, in my opinion. I wasn't going to pick up Titanfall 2, but I saw CoinOp TV stream it, and so I ended up asking for it for Christmas and got it. So thanks, CoinOp, for steering me wrong. Not actually. I probably would have ended up buying it anyway. Battlefield 1. Which I did enjoy. I like Battlefield games. Crash Insane Trilogy, which I streamed on here for a little bit. I fully completed Crash 1 and Crash 2. I didn't fully get around to Crash 3. But, you know, it is what it is. It was still a fun game. It was the first Crash game I ever played. So, pretty solid. I don't think I'm going to get Crash 4, though. I didn't like it that much. Madden 17, again, I pretty much have gotten every sports game that has come out. Madden 18, there you go. NHL 18, look, it's just all the sports games in a row. Destiny, again, with all of the DLC. So this is the Destiny, the collection with the Expansion 1, Expansion 2, and then the DLCs Taken King and The Rise of Iron. Destiny was okay. You know, I'm more of a Call of Duty guy than a Destiny guy, but it is what it is. I did play this with some friends. 2K17, one of the better 2Ks in recent memory. Michael B. Jordan is in it, which is awesome. And NHL 17. So a lot of sports games to round out this section. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Black Ops 3, which is one of the first games that I got on the PS4. I almost said PS5. Holy. Black Ops 3, by far, I want to say my favorite Call of Duty on the PS4, but World War II is pretty close second. But Black Ops 3 with Nuketown, you can't go wrong. Graphics are insane. I have it on the Xbox 360 as well, which I originally got it on, and the graphics are not insane. So getting it on the PS4 a couple months later was like a huge upgrade, and I just was a huge fan of it. So yeah, this is a game I actually haven't played yet. The Skylander dude, Acomp83, made me get this. Didn't make me get it, but suggested that I did for the PS5 so we could all play it together. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. I've never played a Plants vs. Zombies game in my life. Not even the apps on the iPod or anything. But I guess I'm playing this. So, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Look out for some streams on that, I guess, you know, in the next week or so. This isn't a game, but I think the box art is insane. The Fortnite Darkfire bundle came out last year. Just look at it's a sleeve. The actual, you know, case is not that impressive, but the sleeve is awesome. It's the main reason I got it in physical form, is just the reflectiveness. Oh, it's so cool. Now, the rest of these I'm pulling from underneath where I'm putting my camera right now, is because this is the cubby where I put all of my active games, all the games that I'm actively playing or have actively played recently. So a lot of these games you'll see are games that I'm still playing, including Spider-Man PS4, which I went back to try and play a little bit more before Miles Morales comes out. Another NBA game, 2K18. This one, Bryce Harper's on the cover for the Phillies. Couldn't go wrong. The Show 19. And unopened, Madden 19. Literally unopened. I have it for the Xbox One as well, which I think is why this one is unopened. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Got this from Kenny, Amazing K24, or I don't even know what his name is anymore, but Kenny, who got it from Jap28. So this should be the Canadian version. Yeah, you know how you can tell because it's French as well. There's English and French denotations. So, long story short, Kenny won a giveaway from Jap28 after Kenny had already bought the game himself, so he gave it to me when we met up a couple weeks later. Played it for like a week, Haven't touched it since. I did like the Reignited trilogy, though. You know, it was a nice little spurt of nostalgia for me. I enjoyed playing through every single... I didn't 100% complete the game, but I beat all 3 games just with, like, the bare minimum that it required. This is a game that I still play that doesn't need the disc anymore, Rocket League. Probably the game that I played the most on the PS4. If I had to pick one game that was above all else to symbolize the PS4, I would pick Rocket League, in all honesty. I've had this since I've had the console, and literally have played it ever since I got the PS4. So yeah, I mean, this is the staple of the PS4, if you ask me. The Show 20, which is the most, you know, the latest MLB The Show game. Probably second best Call of Duty game on the PS4, World War II. I still play this today. I played it just last week, actually. All right, we've got the final little stack here. Another MLB The Show. Trials Fusion. I love Trials games. I have pretty much the rest of them, besides here's Trials Rising, which just came out last year. But I love the Trials games. I have the other Trials games on the Xbox 360, but Trials Fusion and Trials Rising, 2 really fun games. Modern Warfare, which came out last year, didn't play a lot of this. Played some Warzone. Not a huge fan of Warzone, though. Just wasn't a fan of Modern Warfare. I don't know why. Black Ops 4. I was a pretty big fan of this. I grinded this a lot. When it first came out, I got diamond camo on a lot of weapons. It's the most I've grinded in a while for a Call of Duty game. But, you know, didn't stand out as much as Black Ops 3 or World War II to me. God of War PS4. Probably the best looking, second best game on the PS4. Second best PS4 exclusive, God of War. And I'm so hyped for Ragnarok next year. Oh, you have no idea. That's going to be insane. But God of War 2018, one game of the year for a reason. That's all I'm going to say. Red Dead 2 was another really good one that came out that year. The storyline was great. It was a long, hard game, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. I loved Red Dead 2. Overwatch Origins Edition. I don't play Overwatch. Is Origins Edition, like, does that mean anything? I don't know. Anyway, Overwatch 2 is coming out soon, so maybe I'll give it a try. But Overwatch, just was never really a huge fan of Overwatch. Could never really get into it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is my favorite Tomb Raider game. Was one of my favorite games that year. I think this was 2018 too. 2018 was stacked. I loved Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was awesome. This was actually my background for a while. This still image. I don't know if you can see. Oh my god, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I loved Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And I saved the last game that I purchased on the PS4. This is literally my final PS4 purchase. And it is probably my favorite game of all time, maybe. Dare I say? I think you all know where I'm going with this. Last of Us Part 2. What more can I say about this, really? And if you're wondering why Last of Us Part 1 was not in here, it's because I have it purchased digitally. Long time ago. Last of Us Part 2. A lot of people didn't like it. It's my favorite PS4 game. I know I said Rocket League was, but that I don't count that in the same category as like these types of games because it's just not. Rocket League just is good for other reasons, but The Last of Us Part 2 beats out God of War by this much to take the top spot for me. And I actually just got, check this out, my collector's edition. Where is it? I just got the collector's edition just last week, which came with this insane 12-inch PVC figure of Ellie playing the guitar. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's over there on my nightstand. Look at this. Oh my god, it's so sick. There's one more, and it's exclusive to, I don't know, the PlayStation Store or whatever. It's on pre-order right now. It's of her holding a bow and arrow, basically, like her in attack mode. I'm going to try and get that if it's not too expensive. But this is insane. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. So cool. Great way to end off the PlayStation 4, in my opinion. And that's all she wrote. This was a long video, so long that my computer shut down, went into rest mode. Stay tuned, check these guys out. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see my unboxing for the PlayStation camera, as well as the DualSense controller. And I didn't unbox this yet because I'm saving it for launch day, but I did pick up the media remote. I know I said in my video that I may pick it up later that week, and I did, and I'm getting the charging station tomorrow. And we'll have everything but the console ready to go for next Thursday. So stay tuned. I have to edit this. Hopefully I didn't speak for too long. I've been recording for 45 minutes. So we'll see how much I can trim it down. But yeah, have a great day. And I will see you next week for the launch of the PlayStation 5. Let's go. See you then.